dog tough. Streets of Baltimore where survival's always rough. Joined the Marines fighting for a life he could save. But back in the hood, he felt like a runaway slave. Started an army, not of guns but of wisdom. I'm a rock squad, truth the anthem, we ain't just a God killer. Bobby Banger on his path for the truth. Empower the people, give them wisdom as the proof. Black power rising, knowledge shines like a light. He's fighting for the future, ready to ignite. Selling drugs on the corner just to put food on plates, but deep in his heart, he knew he had greater fates. From the traps to the lab, he fights ignorance raw, teaching evolution while shaking up the law. The real black atheist is changing the game, waking up minds, never the same. God killer Bobby Banger on his path for the truth, empower the people.
In the shadow of the night, Ankh on the creep, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see him fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Odin, Buddha, Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, on the throne, but he's losing his life. He's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight. Step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Hey. All gods must die. Hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see him fall and die. All gods must die, no more and die. All gods must die, no more alive. They all say goodbye. All could have gone killer, now time to fly. The world's ours now. Hear the last goodbye.
Man, Black African Power. What's good? What's happening? Let me mute out. What's good? What's happening? A well organized lie. Defeat the disorganized truth. Defeat the organized truth. Every time. Whoa, wait, man, we got my man, Be More Bandit, man, here in the server. We welcome him to the server, man. He got a rigged chat GPT. Boy, I'm telling you. I'm fucking with you, Be More Bandit. He done rigged the chat GPT, boy. I ain't even mad at you for that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Cause he was trying to get out of the mainstream thing. I got you. You ain't like him. GG. Did I mess that up? Mess the title up? What? Nubia and its place on the Nile. We're really gonna beat up Christianity tonight. Go ahead, change it. Change that title. Yeah, we're gonna be up for Christianity. We're gonna beat it up. We're gonna beat. I ain't catching. Now we live. Now we live.
Okay, so all right, I done asked three times.
Black
You
African
want
power.
the title? I'm done. Like I can't hear you because people don't want to be quiet long enough. Do what? Can you send me a text or something?
Yeah. Christian. Christians.
Wow, y'all crazy, y'all. I can't.
I ain't want to beat up on the Christians, man. What you got against the Christians, on? I don't. Where's the link at?
I agree with
I
you.
ain't got nothing against the Christians, man.
Go for it, Ankh. I agree with you.
Be more bandit. You said some people told you. Yeah. Hey, be more. You said some people told you the right answers. Your ChatGPT was telling you the wrong answers at first. That's why you told it not to give you the scholarly answers.
Yeah, I just told her not to give me the mainstream Western now.
Okay, so who was giving you the right answers?
My grandmother.
She went to college.
No, it wasn't about that. I wasn't asking about that. Then I was asking her about where she came from and stuff. Like where did we come? At first, I didn't believe the out of Africa thing. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100 with you.
Okay.
But she told me the truth. She told me her old truth. She just died last year. She was 90 years old.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, so she was telling me her truth that she know. You know, and then I asked ChatGPT the same question. Like my grandmother told me that when she was younger, you know, it wasn't like she said they weren't slaves. She said they just worked on the. She said they worked on the field, and the white man came and took her father, knocked on the door, and took her father. That's it.
Damn. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. So from there, she said her father had a bank account. He was like she used to go to the bank with her father all the time, all this type of stuff. And I was trying to figure out how that went on when they were saying we were like slaves. Then I was tapping into it, just asking different type of questions. Like I asked them, where do African Americans come from? That telling me some crazy stuff too. But
what she say?
No, she said that she said that she was not from Africa. She said she grew up in Virginia. But at the same time, her father grew up in Virginia. So I don't know. I believe in the transatlantic slave trade, but I'm gonna tell you what the ChatGPT told me about the transatlantic slave trade. It told me that most of the slaves that they brought over here were Jews, like the black people, like the black people that they brought over were Jews. They said that they were yeah.
I said everybody they brought over here was Jews. That was your ChatGPT told
I
you.
didn't say that. Mixing my words up. I didn't say everybody. I said most of the people were Jews.
Okay.
I'm just saying. It said that.
So you got all these.
It said that the African Americans got a closer. It said the African Americans got a closer DNA with ancient people in that around in that area more.
So was it
Huh?
was it a particular channel you was watching that gave you a lot of this other stuff you was talking about, or just your grandmother?
No, well, my grandmother ain't. She just told me where she was from and all that stuff. I just started asking ChatGPT questions at the questions after she told me her truth.
Okay, so she basically was your sole source for a lot of the information before you turned to ChatGPT against mainstream information.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm. Yeah.
But it's not those signs. So, not. Yeah, I knew that. I know. I know. I get it.
No, but you
No,
definitely came to the right place, though, bro. We gonna get you right. Definitely in the right. I'm glad you ended up over here and not somewhere else.
I always fuck with Uncle. I always mess with Uncle and Joe. You know, they cool to me. They fix me.
Sure indeed. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
The Baltimore and DC niggas gonna get you right though.
I never said nobody wrong or nobody
You know,
right.
that's for the real.
We don't hear you on through the YouTube. FYI.
I hear.
Yeah, I was about to say all y'all Baltimore niggas crazy anyway. Y'all
Yeah,
already
Baltimore crazy. That's why DC don't fuck with them. Yeah, we
y'all
know
some
they
crazy
wild as
motherfuckers,
hell. Talking about the vibrations.
You
That's why
know,
DC don't mess with them right now, because they with the vibrations and the frequencies, man.
you don't gotta believe that though, yo. But you gotta go talk to people. Like we gotta find ancient stuff, man. Like I don't know.
It's a Baltimore thing, I understand.
No, that's not a Baltimore thing. It's about ancient science and Western science. It's two different sciences.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they believe in the stuff they believed in, like far as their gods and stuff, if they wasn't doing stuff like that in ancient times?
Man, it's a lot of
Not through YouTube. Only in the Discord. Only in the Discord. We live.
I can hear y'all in the Discord.
No, y'all not. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, yeah, we can't hear you on the YouTube. You on the we can't hear you on your main joint, I guess what she's saying.
Like y'all can hear me now,
Right.
can't you?
But we can hear you on here.
YouTube cannot hear you.
All right,
People
YouTube
watching
can hear me
on
now.
YouTube cannot hear you.
I don't know.
You can hear me now.
You gotta interact with the chat to ask if they can hear you and all that.
Hey, you gotta
what's going on?
Don't tap like Young Thug.
All right. What's up, Tuck?
All right, you good now?
Yeah, I had to unmute that.
So this a Discord show or a regular show?
It's a regular show with some kind of way you was doing so swell. I ain't never seen you on that.
You up. Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action.
You
can't act like you got some intentional light. Come on. Good to see
man,
you around, Tuck,
you
man. Good to see you.
You know, tighten up,
Tuck, man. Man, big up to Tuck, man. His daughters, man, and what he doing as a dad, man. I like to see
Tuck, get back in the Discord, Tuck.
Man. Yeah,
why you? I ain't know you ran away, Tuck. Man. Get back home. Come back home.
Black Egypt, Nickel. Just as was black as the soil and the dirt. What's going on, Gary, man? What to do, man?
Do you really believe that though? Oh,
Believe what?
What that?
what you just said.
No, what I understand about skin color, and it's important for us to recognize people aren't dark skinned because we want them to be dark skinned. People are dark skinned
That's
because
true.
it's part of natural selection and based off protection from the harmful UVA rays, the radiation that wants to kill you on Earth. And so the melanocytes in your skin produces melanin that actually
Okay.
reflects the sun. And so that's what's
Okay.
important. So the skin complexion varies based off of the radiation, right? And so near the equator, people are going to be darker for the most part, right? And the farther you get away from the equator, your skin will lighten up because now you get into a position where you need more sunlight to come in because now you're blocking out the sun, right? And remember, vitamin D is created in the skin. All right. So when you block out that, now you suffer from vitamin D deficiency. Okay, and you can get rickets and all kind of stuff. So people that are darker in those areas farther away from the equator, they have more diseases and don't allow them to actually produce valuable offspring. And I got an actual book, and I could actually pull that up, bro. We got this in the book is in the server, yo. So it's gonna be some books in there for you, bro. The name of that book is Anthropology. All right. Yep, and human diversity. Damn, what I said. And I know it's in our
Okay, so
and it's talking about just that. I can, man, fact, yo, you got me. I appreciate you. Go ahead, say what you was gonna say. I'm gonna find a book for you so I can show show everybody.
I say the Egyptians were black.
Wow.
They were dark. Now I ain't saying black like American black. I'm saying they were dark-skinned people.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long night.
No, it ain't.
They was descendants from Nubia. I'm just telling you.
You know, took us all the way back. You know, started a 5-year conversation. You know, started a 5-year conversation back to ground zero.
No, I'm just gonna say one thing. Do you know what people brought the lighter people to the Nile Valley? I mean to Egypt.
You had varying complexions of Africans before they even left Africa, yo.
So no, I'm saying in ancient times of Egypt, when they were there, it's a arrival of the light-skinned people. It's a North Africa, Levantine migration brought lighter-skinned groups into Nile Valley over time.
Yeah, I don't know. No, you got light-skinned Africans before they even leave Africa.
How? That was
because the gene for light skin is in Africa. It go back 100,000, 150,000 years. You got
for what color?
Iskoff, light skin. The gene that produces light skin is in Africa 150,000 years ago. This is before Homo sapiens left. So if you run around thinking that the whole continent was jet black, yo, you thinking racism at this point. That's
right.
racism.
No. Right.
It's racism. That's not evolution. That's not.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about when ancient times when the Twa started to I ain't going back past the Twa. I'm starting from the Twa and go forward.
Yeah.
From the Twa dark-skinned people.
No,
up to when they got to the Nile Valley, they were dark-skinned people.
No, I'm saying you putting too much. You over whooping the dark skin and the light skin.
I like that with over whooping.
Yeah, you over whooping, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like they was naked, so they would have been darker than the people today. Today, people got sunscreen and all that shit, and cars and AC. So of course, the people there today would not be as dark as they was back then. They naked. Remember, Egyptians didn't wear clothes when they was 12. So they got to get protection from the sun.
So who is the Levantine? The Levantine time. The Levantine.
That's the people in the Levant. That's the Levant. Population. The Levant.
All right. That's the Mediterranean population, right?
Yeah, they would actually always be streaming in because it's intersecting 3 continents.
So that is when they start mixing around 3,500 to 3,000 BCE. During the late pre-dynastic to early dynastic period.
Yeah, primarily in the Delta. Primarily in the Delta. Huh? You would get a lot of mixing in the Delta because it's right there. And it
Yeah,
be the
but
same people. Think about it though, yo. So if you look at a map, you don't get the
right.
geography, you don't get the modern borders till modern times, yo. So you talking modern times. You know what I mean? When you talk about the borders, you got modern borders, yo. So we ain't talking modern times. So you got to go back to the ancient borders. They wouldn't have had the borders that we had. Yeah, the
I'm
modern
talking
borders
about.
was, no, listen to me. The borders that you thinking
All right.
about didn't exist back then. They had a different, it was different. So you might be a family that live in the Delta and they've been in Africa and they migrate following the herds, right? And they have children, okay? So the family members they left, would that not be their grandchildren, yo? Or they
Right.
great grandchildren? You know, just
Yeah,
because
that
you
would be.
go, listen, right now, yo, if you go to New York and have some kids, yo, right? Them kids will still be your kids. And no matter how many kids they be, you just become their grandfather, their great grandfather, their great grandfather. It wouldn't change, would it? So we all right. And so I mean, it's a lot of back and forth in that. And then you got a population that's settled, and they never leave the Nile. And the closer you get to your equator, right, they're gonna be darker than the people that's farther away. So there's
They
not a
say the
time where
earlier.
go ahead.
They say the earlier were Black Africans, descendants from Nubia and Sahara populations, with dark-skinned, kinky hair, and African features. Archaeological and skeleton evidence from pre-dynastic Egypt, 5500 to 3100 BCE, show that the population was predominantly melanated.
The whole human population is melanated.
No, it's a predominantly melanated.
The
It's a
whole
arrival
human pop,
in people.
uromelanin, theomelanin.
It's a arrival of the
One
arrival of
produce
the
red
light skinned
pigment
people.
and one produce the brown that you talking about.
North Africa, Levant migration brought lighter skinned groups into the Nile Valley over time. Evidence suggests small waves of Levant and Mediterranean populations started mixing around 3500 to 3000 BCE during the late pre-dynamic to early dynastic period. These groups were often traders, craftsmen, migrants, and intermarried with the local African population.
Yeah, you got a while. I told you got a while. Told you got a wild chat GBT. Yo. You just
This shit be saying some. I don't know.
got a wild one, yo. They don't even account for nothing. You just woo wee. I'm trying
They
to.
say light skinned people arrived gradually from the Levant and Mediterranean after 3500 CE, mostly through trade, migration, and intermarriage.
Yeah, you ever looked at the
By the,
you ever looked at the
they say
skin map? You ever looked at the skin map?
by the new nah.
I'm gonna show you.
They say by the New Kingdom, Egypt was diverse. By the majority of the population retained African features. I can give you. It say a timeline too. It say if you want, I can make a timeline version showing Black African dominance first, then the arrival of lighter skinned people.
Okay. I need to interject. There are a couple of points here. Black Africans, African phenotype. You're selecting a particular time in history, but already human migration has been happening for tens of thousands of years within this region. Based on the skin map, that means that the environmental conditions, we have a pretty good idea of what the phenotypes, especially in skin tones, would be in that area. And no, we're not talking about European Caucasian white, but we're talking about a much lighter hue than you would find in areas with higher UVB production, like in the Kenyan regions, etc. Right, we have the skin map. We can look at this data.
Okay, I'm about to
But
give you
terms, but terms like Black African, etc., they become very ambiguous. What does that mean? Uh, uh, that are we denoting a singular phenotype? do we take into consideration the diversity? There is genetic diversity from its inception of human beings, right? There was never a singular genetic expression or phenotype of human beings ever.
You can't hear us? Yeah. Yes. Yep. All right. All right. All right. It's a good point there.
The foundation of this conversation is understanding human evolution. That is a prerequisite to engaging in this conversation, is really understanding human evolution.
Okay, so I get what you say. I hear what you say. I gotta do a little bit more.
Yeah, you moving
studying on a little bit.
You're in the right direction, though. Yeah,
They say the skin. All right, can I? I got the phenotype. They say skin color predominantly dark brown to black. Southern Egypt and Nubia were especially melanated. Lighter skin appeared only in minor. They say minor populations from northern migrations, Levant, Mediterranean. Hair like kinky or tightly coiled hair. Some variations with wavy hair in the northern Nile, delta due to admixture. Facial features: broad noses, full lips, high cheekbones, strong jaw lines, and rounded cranial features typical of African population. Eye color mostly dark brown. Rare instance of lighter eye due to northern admixture. It's a artistic representation. Men often depicted as reddish brown, women as yellowish, symbolic of gender roles, not actually skin tone. Pharaohs sometimes show lighter in tombs or reliefs for ritualistic symbolism, not realism. Genetic evidence. Ancient DNA and skeleton studies confirm the African origins of the majority population. Minor, minor Levantine and Mediterranean admixture over time did not replace the African majority. Ancient Egyptians were overwhelmingly black Africans. Phenotype: dark skin, kinky hair, broad nose, full lip, high cheekbones, dark eyes. Lighter features existed but were a small minority. More modern white Egyptians myths are false. Well, that's what it said about the phenotype of it.
Yeah, where you getting the source from, though?
Stop playing. Oh,
you got to pull up. You can't just trust me.
I know. Okay.
You got to dream it. You got to wow. I told you at the wild chat GPT joint. We want to read the.
I do.
Yeah, the way you
Give
get
you
it
answer that.
Yeah.
Genetic evidence genome study, a groundbreaking study published in Nature's Sequence, the complete genome of an old kingdom Egyptian man from around 2855, 2570 BCE. His genetic profile revealed approximately 80% North African ancestry and 20% from the Fertile Crescent, indicating significant connection with populations in like modern day Morocco and Iraq. This supports the idea of predominantly African populations in early Egypt, with some external genetic influence. It's a cranial and skeleton. It's a cranial analysis. Egyptian skulls, such as those from the Aryan culture, Badarian culture, Badarian culture, 45 to 4000 BCE, show a mixture of features. While some skulls display traits associated with North Africa population, others exhibit characteristics more common in sub-Saharan Africa. This diversity suggests a complex population with varying phenotypic traits.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, depiction art. Ancient Egyptians' art often depicted men with reddish brown skin and women with yellowish tones. These color choices were symbolic, representing gender roles and social status, rather than accurate portrayals of skin color. Forensic facial recognition. 3D facial recognition using DNA phenotype and researchers have reconstructed the faces of ancient Egyptians. These reconstructions suggest the individual from this period had features typical of North African population, with variations dependent on specific time periods and regions within Egypt. It's a raw truth summary. It's a dominant phenotype. The majority of ancient Egyptians were black Africans with traits such as dark skin, tightly coiled hair, and broad facial features. Genetic diversity. While the core population was African, there was some genetic influences from neighboring regions, reflecting Egypt's position as a crossroads of civilization. Say artistic symbolism. Artistic representation
They
often
running
use
you
color
around the
symbolism.
rabbit hole, yo. They got you. Told you
I see.
ChatGPT. Ask them how many races is it. Say how many races is it on Earth. Ask that question. I'm gonna show you how your shit work. Go ahead. Type in how many races are there besides the black race. Do it just like that. Let's see.
I said how many races is on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
It's a scientific perspective. Modern genetics shows that humans share over 99.9% of DNA. Race, as commonly defined, doesn't have a strict biological bias. It's mostly about skin color, facial features, and ancestry. Genetic variations doesn't nearly split humans into fixed categories. Traditional categories. Historically, anthropologists tried to divide humans into a few races, but these were oversimplified and often used to justify hierarchy. Typically, categories were African, Black, Caucasian, White, Asian, Mongoloid, Indigenous American, Native, Australoid, Aboriginal. These groupings ignore the immense diversity within each population. Modern understanding populations are fluid and overlapping. Some scientists talk about clines gradually changing in traits across geographs rather than discrete races. Genetically, humans cannot be divided into a fixed number of races.
Right.
There are hundreds of population groups, but not per races.
Mm-hmm.
It's a raw true summary. There is no fixed number of races. Races is a social construct, not a precise scientific category.
Mm-hmm.
Human diversity is continuous overlapping and shaping by migration, environments, and mixing. What people often call races are visible differences in appearances, but
Oh,
genetically,
free.
all humans are.
Free. So you read that, right?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Now go back up there and say black African, and now what? Now where you at? Because now you realize ain't no fixed boundary or none of that. You get that? So there's
What?
something going on there.
Huh?
If they said ain't no fixed boundary, so how they gonna say they black? How they gonna say the first Egyptians was black Africans? How? They would never be a
He
fixed
he
boundary
never
for
said.
black Africans.
They said they was dark skinned.
So you mentioned that the Egyptians had predominantly that North African component, right? That North African. So we understand that North African component stretches from the Maghreb straight across the Sahel into Egypt.
Okay.
That genetic component that creates that distinct uh, genetic group. You see it across the Berbers. That's why there's no one particular way to be a Berber. You have a wide genetic diversity. Why? Because that has been always an area of influx. So people migrating back and forth in that area. Now, that particular geography produces, based on the environmental pressures, produces particular a phenotypical range, right? So when they are talking about that North African component, that Maghreb component, when you look at those North Africans, which we confuse and mistakenly call a quote unquote Arabs, they are actually indigenous Africans.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know they not Arabs. Don't they come later on. Like we talking about ancient time. Arabs wasn't in the ancient times. Like black, like it was only. I say that there were only dark skinned people during that time. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
there
think about
wasn't,
why that don't make sense.
but I mean,
Because they walking.
Explaining you
they coming
why.
from the Congo. If they coming from the Congo,
Mm-hmm.
Them people that's migrating out the Congo all are going to be dark skinned.
Yeah, but what? You ever looked at the map before? That's
What do
a
you
hell of a-
mean?
that's a
They
hell
did.
of a- With the Congo, humans don't even start in the Congo. They start in the Rift Valley.
Yeah.
Rift
What?
Valley or Morocco. That's some of
I'm
the oldest
the
finds
Twa
South
people.
Africa.
I'm talking about, all right. I'm gonna just say from where the Twa people. What who are you saying that come from the Rift Valley?
Hey, will we tell you why the Twa not gonna be dark skinned? Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
They are dark
No,
skinned. That don't make
can I
sense. You
tell you
said
why they not?
why you say they not?
Because the trees protect them from the sun. They don't gotta be dark skinned. They're in the forest. That's why they short.
But they lived there high. You forgot they lived there high in the trees.
No, nah, come on,
You
yo.
forgot
You said they running on top of the trees, yo.
they lived in the trees, high
No,
up
listen
off the
to me.
ground. So
Listen to me.
built by ants.
No, listen to what I'm saying. The reason the Twa aren't amongst some of the most dark-skinned people is because they live in the forest. The forest protects you from the UVA rays. And so your skin don't need to be dark. It wouldn't make sense. It's not, dark skin is not advantageous for living in forests. It's advantageous for living near the equator. Sudan, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Parts of
Okay,
Ethiopia.
but
parts
that's
of West
farther
Africa.
down.
Huh?
You talk. They didn't. The people that were in the Twa, they didn't. The Twa original people didn't. They made it. I sent the text. Well, it was in the other thing, but the Twa people made it to other places where they got taller and lighter and all that other stuff.
They ain't the Twa no more. They got lighter and taller and got taller.
Right. That
That's
was
not
the
their
that
name.
was
That's
the
why I broke out the book for you. What I do with the book? The book is called The
you did.
Pygmies.
But I gave you the name. I gave you the name
Huh?
of the Twa tribes. I gave
And-
you all the Twa tribes names.
No, they actually got ran over
I
by
gave you
came in the forest to cut
Twa.
down the trees.
I gave you every name of the Twa and how they where they migrated. When they migrated from where they was at, they were all dark-skinned people.
In the forest. The Twa live in the forest, bro.
Yes.
Right. Not outside the forest. They don't leave the forest. They live in forest. That's why they're the Twa. Seriously. They live in a come on, yo.
Dark skin.
They were dark-skinned people. I'm telling you this.
Man, they don't gotta be there in the forest. Why would they be dark skinned? They don't need to be dark skinned inside of a shaded place, yo.
Yeah. Forest dwellers aren't dark skinned.
They don't gotta be
People
you said what?
Forest
I'm not
dwellers aren't dark skinned. They're
talking
not
about
exposed to enough UVB.
I'm actual Twa tribes that I sent y'all the names of. They were all dark-skinned people. What you need me to put the name up there again, or tell you the name right now? So you look it up.
There has to be a reason why they dark.
Tribe?
They can't be dark skinned because we want them to be dark skinned, and we have affinities to dark skinned people.
No, I'm gonna tell you the name of them, and you can look them up and see what color they are.
Yeah,
that's basic.
But we're talking about the Maghreb. We're talking about North Africans. We're talking about a population that is distinct for over 20,000+ years. What are you doing in South Africa or even in the Congo?
That's where they lived at.
But we're talking timelines, right? We're the Green Sahara dries
I ain't
up.
said they was light skin.
It says the Twa are among the earliest known human populations in Central Africa, living in forested regions for thousands of years. They were never a light-skinned population.
I ain't said they
Their
were.
dark skin they never a light-skinned population. Their dark skin is ancestral and adapted to high UV environments.
So again, but this is non sequitur to North African population, which has been distinct for 20,000+ years. This is the distinct population group. There are genetic markers which make the Maghreb and that whole North African population distinct from the Twa, from the Congo Basin, from all of that. They're genetically distinct. Africa is so large that you have genetically distinct population groups. So you're referring to the Twa when we're dealing with North Africa, is non sequitur. It isn't relevant to the conversation. You're then talking about the North African component, and you look at the Maghreb component, and these people in their evolutionary process, which is distinct from West, Central, and Southern African populations that have their own genetic evolution based on their geographical niche. So again, it is fundamental that you slow it down and really grasp human evolution. Then you won't make these type of mistakes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just saying I don't got the 12 people being as dark as people, you know, that live on the savannas.
No.
So, but I'm not saying they can't have dark skin. I'm not saying that because they would evolve. They would go into the forest. They would definitely get shorter based off the forest produces smaller mammals. Islands, right? Like an island, right? On islands, the daggone what they call them, Cedric, the daggone shit. What's it? A
The
reptiles are
mappings
bigger,
are yeah.
and the
You
mammals are
have
smaller.
you look at the snakes development in the Indonesian region and Komodo dragon, for example. The Komodo dragon is a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been on an island. They reproduce primarily pathogenesis, and that creates dwarfism. So in forests and in these environments, based on environmental pressures, you usually get smaller offspring. You get the pygmy elephants, etc., all based on the inhabiting the forest. Get dwarfism.
You got you crazy, man. Molly 700 JJ.
It say it was definitely different populations when the Twa were in there. So it say the Bantu speaking people, the Caucasian Sand people, the Neolithic people, other pygmy and forest groups.
Exactly. So when you look at the Neolithic people, right? That's the peopling that are in the Green Sahara, in the Sudan region, right? These are different population groups that coexist in the region. You have the Khoisan, the Khoi and the San are two distinct populations. So you right there, you're seeing different population groups. These are all genetically distinct groups.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not saying you don't have Twa that can be dark skinned in the forest. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They definitely not gonna be as dark as people that's living out there in direct. Yeah. I'm saying, did we pull up some let's say we can pull up some.
So what you saying Neolithic people were what are you saying they were? Like I'm just asking.
Neolithic people?
Yeah.
Neolithic people come in all shapes and sizes.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying during the Twa, like when the Twa was like when all these groups was together, you saying that they weren't dark, they wasn't dark skinned
No, I
people?
didn't say they was light skinned. No, you messed it up. I mean, when I because we remember we started off near the equator.
Right.
Dark skinned people, right? And I'm saying I was thinking that the 12 would not be as dark, right? That doesn't mean they're not gonna have dark skinned people. We could look them up. They might be. And then when I really think about it, they're gonna carry those genes for dark skin with them into the forest. And so maybe that's not no selection pressure that would make them not retain their dark skinness, but they're not going to be some of the most, and they're not going to be as dark as, say, you know, people in straight Ethiopia. But I could see them having, yeah, like, okay, if I could, well, I can't show the picture. Shoot, yeah, some of them can be dark.
The Twa.
Some of them can be
I
dark.
mean,
I'm not denying that.
All of them were dark-skinned people.
Yeah,
during
and
this
that I'm
time.
not sure because different tribes, Bakar. Did you name the
The
tribe?
Neolithic
You got
people
the
are.
Twa. You got the Twa on the Great Lake.
They say the
You got the
Neolithic.
Great Lake Twa. You talking about that?
It say the Neolithic people are an ethnic group indigenous to the Nile Valley and surrounding regions of East Africa. Major Neolithic groups included the Dinka, the Niru, the Shirla, the Shilluk, South Sudan, LUO, Kenya, Uganda. It's a
Mabutu
MAASAI,
tribe.
Kenya and Tanzania, and others. They were traditionally past pastoralists and sometimes
That's correct.
hunters, fishermen rely on cattle, herds, and river sources.
Mm-hmm.
It's a geographic distribution. Distribution.
Distribution. Mm-hmm.
South Sudan, northern Uganda, southwestern Ethiopia, western Kenya, and northern Tanzania. Historically concentrated along the White Nile tributary. I don't know. Hence
Tributaries.
the same Neolithic.
Tributaries.
It's a
Tributaries
phenotypes and
are
skin color.
small rivers that when you got main rivers and you got tributaries.
Okay.
You know, like you know in Maryland, right? We got
Yeah.
Chesapeake Bay, and then you got the small
Right.
the tributaries that flow into the bay. The small rivers,
Oh, okay.
like a tributary, like a So you got the Nile, and then you got smaller rivers that's coming off the Nile. But they don't call them rivers; they call it tributary.
They say their phenotype is dark-skinned Africans, generally ranging from deep brown to black.
Yeah, the brown.
Physically lean, long limbs, and adapted for hot, wet climates, and endurance in pastoral life. Say hair tightly coiled, kinky, sometimes wavy,
Yeah,
in northern or mixed
I'm actually
population.
going. I ain't gonna fight you on that. I just don't think they're gonna be as dark skinned, but I mean, hell, I think they're gonna range too. But you could be, you might have got me on that one. Yep, I think I can might concede
So
that.
if they coming from if they started the population in Africa,
Oh, I got
well,
pictures
I'm gonna
right
just
here.
say
I can't show
not
everybody.
Africa. They migrated a lot of places.
Yeah, see, they're not exactly dark. Some of them is. I
They
got a picture right here. Look.
they
Let me
definitely
see.
dark.
So I'm gonna move it. Hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna show the audience real quick. Hold on. Damn. All right, so y'all could hold on 1 second. Oh, let me fix it. All right, hold on. What's up, King J? Yeah, there go picture right there of them. Yeah, they got some of them. Yeah, see they ranging. You can see the picture. You can see that. How you see it? How you see it? You can see it from the server.
Yeah, we see the pic.
Oh, you on the YouTube? Yeah, you gotta get on. All right, we're gonna switch over to the YouTube. We getting out of the server. Nah, they ain't all dark skin. Hey, Cedric, come on over to YouTube, yo. You gotta get out the. Yeah. I hate you. Yeah, they brown. No, they like you said. They like you said, yo. You said they from brown to dark. You right. Yeah, you said that. Yeah. Hey, Cedric, you gotta jump. You gotta jump on the YouTube. You see the link, right? All right, hit the link. Hey, yeah, hit the link. Be more bandit. Hit the link. You see it? I'm gonna drop the link in the YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop this. You get it. That way you can learn how to get up here, yo. We can always have some good conversations, yo. I appreciate you. I appreciate your conversation. That's how we gotta conversate. When I don't gotta always be right, you don't gotta always be right. I'm gonna concede when I'm wrong, and I hope you can do that. Yeah, yeah. Well, I learned from you too, though, yo. Yeah, that mom get crazy, yo. You gotta watch that. That shit had me too comfortable. Yep, 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 yep. Come on, yo. Jump on the YouTube link, yo. In the chat. All right. It's in the general chat and it's in the thing.
I'm her. I figured it out.
What's up, King J? What's up, Cedric? What it do,
What it
man?
do? What it do? Let me jump. I'm gonna try jump on the PC on my laptop. Maybe I can source up. Just say.
Okay. Hey, we ain't even. Hey, we on the YouTube now, yo. We can't even hear you, Smalls. All right. All right, we getting out. We getting out.
Yeah,
Come on, Bandit.
I was on a Discord as well. I came over from there.
Oh, you was in the Discord?
Yeah.
No, you wasn't. Under what name?
I just jumped on, but when I jumped on, y'all he dropped the link
You
to
just
the
jumped in the
StreamYard.
chat. You just jumped in the Discord.
Yeah, I had just jumped in and jumped up.
You just joined the Discord.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's man. Congratulations, bro. Damn,
What's up?
yo. I'm waiting for you. I'm like, oh man, you must
Mhm.
don't want to hear my mouth.
Yeah, I got you. I'm locked in.
Okay, you locked in. I appreciate that, yo. Damn. Okay. You know, we was slow moving to the Discord any damn way. Yeah, I mean, now we here. We just trying to get people in there. People like you to help add to the discussion and all that, man. You know. Shit. Appreciate you, man. What's on your mind, King J?
No, so the discussion was about Nubia, and I mean, just like in general, the whole Nile Valley was very skin tone varied from a brown, different shades of brown. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's real. We can't overwhoop it. We don't want to overwhoop it, right? And then most people don't think I'm trying to tell people Egyptians in clothes, or like the kids didn't start wearing clothes till they're around 12 years old. So how long is that? They run around naked. I can source that up. I done said that a lot.
And then it would be even then, it would be the elite amongst those that would have the clothes. The
Yeah,
very elite.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me see. Let's see, clothes in Egypt. Let me see. All right, let me see if I can find it. Clothing in ancient Egypt. You will notice that the Egyptians didn't have on shoes. All right, let's see. We got the peasants and workers and other people of modest condition often wore nothing. I'm gonna show this again while we talking crazy. Here you go. Yep. All right. I'm sharing my screen. I'm just trying to tell you all that. So we not. If you look at the population days in the Nile, they fully clothed. So right here, the source would be ancient Egyptian customs. World customs. That's the source right there. All right, let me go back. All right. In the Wikipedia article, it clearly says peasants, workers, and other people of modest conditions often wore nothing but the shniti. Did I say that right? Did I say that way, King J? Shniti, made of flax, was worn by all peoples. It say slaves often work naked. Interesting. So yeah, that's right here. So let me show you what that look like. So here you go. So that's covering a bottom part. So all that is exposed. Your legs, arms, head. Y'all can see that, right? There you go. Look. There you go. You have it. All right. So let's get back. See if I can get back to the kids. There you go again. Let me see. You notice they don't got no shoes on, right? All right. Get back over to here real quick. See if I can find the kids. Hold on. What did the kids wear? Men in Old Kingdom garments, simple constructed, wraparound skirts, belted at the waist. Okay, while women changed during the kingdom, men's clothing stayed largely static. The evidence is available art. Let's see, women, Old Kingdom.
The right there, that picture. Right. If we accepting the skin color based on these pictures, why don't we accept that phenotype and based on these same pictures and realize that ain't a West Central Africa?
Because they're not located in Western Central Africa. It's the craziest shit up. Why can't they just be Northeast Africans?
That's
why they gotta be anything but that?
Let them be who they are.
God dang, man. Shit. That's the part I never go. Okay, children wore no clothing until 6 years old. So I gave them 6. I overwhooped it. Okay. It say once they turned 6, they were allowed to wear clothing to protect them from the dry heat. All right, here you go. And then we got the wigs. Yeah. So there you go. 18 dynasty sandals. And I was looking for the Nubian pictures. The Nubians was really making the shoes. I mean, really wearing shoes. Yeah, they wore shoes for real. Yep. All right, let me get the people in there. What's going on, Scott? What's up with you? You want to say something, Scott? Can't hear you. Dante, you on mute. You got to unmute your mic. What's going on, posterity's thought?
Name on there though. What the hell?
Don't worry about it. Now we know who you is.
I don't care. I ain't got nothing to hide. You pull up all kinds of charges. That's about it.
That nigga he pulled up with his whole name.
Yo, I don't know how to fix this shit. I just want to talk to you, bro.
All right, it's over. Don't even worry about that shit. That's your fake name anyway, Dante Scott.
Hey.
Hell nah, yo.
Oh, I'm about to fix it quick.
Huh?
I said I gotta fix that quick. I don't know how, but I will.
Yeah, don't worry about it, yo.
I don't know why they gave me that fake name like that, man.
I don't know why they gave you that fake name. Shit. Cleveland, Ohio. Put them in Cleveland and shit. Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, that's
all right.
You see that? What the heck?
No, I ain't see that.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
It just changed by itself, bro.
Did it?
Yeah, I ain't touched it. It just did it.
Must have been that electromagnetism you brought, to the table.
That's cool though. Don't worry about it. I ain't worrying
no,
about
she she edited the name for you. She did that for you.
Oh, tell her thank you so much. Tell her thank you.
That's your friend, Miss Tiff. She helped you out. She always helps.
Yeah, I like Tiff, man. I like her, man.
Yeah, because we've been scrapping in there in that joint earlier where we was getting in. Man, if y'all ain't got the link to the server, join the server, man. And come on in, man. I'm welcome. Be more banded in there. Man, he can get some information. It's important for us to get information. And I tell you what I did, said I wanted to do. I wanted to pull up this map for you for skin color. Okay. All right. The first thing I want to do is, which is going to be real interesting for y'all, I would like to screen share. All right. And in the screen share, I would like to show you Boom. Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay, so right here we have. Oh man. See if I can make it bigger. All right, here we go. So we got skin color. All right. So the question is often answered, why the skin color? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about advantages and disadvantages for skin color real quick. Oh man. Okay, so it said advantages and disadvantages depending on environment of dark and light skin. So we're using an anthropology book. We're using Kotak. That's the name of the author, Kotak, Anthropology and Appreciating Human Diversity. All right, that's Conco Philip Kotak. Now, it says dark skin color. What's the advantages for dark skin color? In tropical, it says in the tropics. First of all, melanin is a natural sunscreen. It doesn't give you an advantage to fly through the air. It doesn't make you more stronger. It does none of these things. What it is a natural sunscreen. Now, advantage. In the tropics, sun screens out UV, reduces susceptibility to folic destruction, and thus to NTDs. That's neural tube disorders. So NTD stand for neural tube disorders, including spina bifida. Prevents sunburn and thus enhances sweating. Thermogulation. It say reduces disease susceptibility. Once again, it reduces disease susceptibility, reduce risk of skin cancer. All right. So folic destruction. Any woman listening to the show today that had a baby, you know you produce the vitamin called folic acid. And this folic is actually a vitamin that they will give you at the doctor's office when you're pregnant. The neural care vitamins, right? They give you those vitamins. But you produce this folic naturally. Now, UVA actually attacks the folic, okay, in a woman, and it breaks it down. And when it breaks down the folic, right, these babies are more susceptible to spina bifida or neural tube disorders. Okay? That's important to understand that. Now, it's also reducing the risk of cancer, but the reducing the risk of cancer is not why your skin is that color. Because if it was, remember, whenever you have an evolutionary change, right, it's always based off of giving you an advantage to reproduce. Okay? So human beings still get cancer way after they age of being able to reproduce babies. You can still catch cancer at all stages in your life. So we know that's not the reason. The reason would be that trying to stop the destruction of the folic acid. Now, what's the disadvantages? The disadvantages outside of the tropics, right? Now, reduces UVA absorption. So when you're not in the tropics, right now we're not in the tropics, not unless you're living in Florida. In Baltimore, New York, you're not in the tropics, right? And so that dark skin starts to be a slight disadvantage. It said increased susceptibility to rickets and osteoporosis. Now, how do you stop that? By foods heavy in vitamin D and vitamin D supplements. All right. Now, what's the disadvantages? My fault. Now, let's deal with light skin. So you see, for dark skin, you got a lot of advantages. Very little disadvantages as long as you stay in the tropics. Now, light skin, what's the advantage? Outside the tropics, it emits UVA. All right. Body manufactures vitamin D and thus prevents rickets and osteoporosis. Okay, that's the advantage. Now, what's the disadvantage? It's a lot of disadvantages. Watch this. Increased susceptibility to folic destruction. That's that vitamin I talked about that the body produces. It say, and thus to NTDs. NTD stands for, again, neural tube disorders. It says, including spina bifida, impaired Spermatogenesis. What's spermatogenesis? Well, reduction in the sperm count. All right, they did tests. I'm not sure if they did any human tests, but in mammals, right? Not humans, but in mammals, what they tested, they found out that those UVA rays actually attack the sperm, and it starts to impair your sperm. Now, increased susceptibility to sunburn and thus impaired sweating. You need to sweat, right? Or poor thermoregulation, meaning African Americans and African people, they have more sweat glands. They sweat more often. It's important. Why? Because your brain, okay, when you sweat, it'll cool your brain down. All right. And the type of hair you got also shields the UVA, but it holds the sweat more longer. Now, straighter hair allows the sweat to pour off you because you don't want to be in cold areas holding moisture. You hold the moisture, then the brain frees up. It get cold, it stay cold, reduce the temperature of your brain, and you're gonna die. So you gotta get that water off you. So your hair is designed to release the water. Okay, increase susceptibility, disease susceptibility. All right, and also susceptibility to skin cancer. The options for them would be you need to get in shelter, sunscreen, and lotion. So it's important. Hate to tell you, but African Americans, y'all need to be wearing sunscreen. All right. So that's the advantages and disadvantages. We don't got to make nothing up. All right. You can just read the literature. The literature will give you the proper perspective on, sun, no sun. You want to add something to that, Cedric? You still on here?
Yeah, I'm right here. That was perfect. I mean, skin color, again, based on your environment. And how would you develop a lighter skin tone as a darker people in this region is by means of evolution, right? The babies that have the lighter skin are going to reach the age of reproduction. They are going to produce lighter and lighter offspring. And therefore, the population over time is going to produce a lighter phenotype in environments where you have less UVV production. And that goes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mac
that's
Rob, Cyril Killer.
evolutionary process.
Okay, you finished?
Yes, sir.
All right. You say baby neurological systems develop within the first 3 months of life. This is why it is extremely important for women to take prenatal.
Folic acid.
The word prenatal. Folic acid vitamins. Other natural tube defects. Otherwise, neural tube defects. Spinal bifidus, right? And spinal bifidus is where the baby is born with an open spine. You don't want that to happen. So that's why that skin is there, because those babies that have these impaired spines and all that, or rickets and all that, man, they don't reach the age of reproduction. That's why evolutionary change occurs, right? The reason evolutionary change occurs, same with crying, right? Is a reason for that. It's an evolutionary reason for that. So they figured out that the skin protects the folic acid that women produce. Now they can just give you some folic, right? Some prenatal vitamins.
Yeah. Now you get the prenatal
now
vitamins.
Just take that.
Pink with a little pink label. Folic acid, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, take that. Yeah, back then it wasn't no take that. You better have some skin protections, you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You want to add something to that, Be More Bandit?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. All right. So now you know the reasons for skin. Now Gina Dabrowski is the one that did the research on the skin. And I want to show you the skin map. All right. So we go to the skin map. All right, I'm going to go to the skin map. All right, skin map.
Here you go.
All right, got it. Huh?
Oh, my bad.
All right, skin map right there. Y'all can see that. That's the basic model of it. That's the artist rendition of the map created by Nina Dabrowski and George Chaplin. showing predictive skin color of human natives of various regions based on levels of ultraviolet radiation from the sun in each region. There you go. Right there. Got it right in that. All right. All right. So let's talk a little Nubia. So I'm kind of wondering if we recognize when we talk about the Neolithic package. All right. Let me get this in here. Let me cut on and close the book. All right, real quick. So I got you. You in the car. Meet you out a little bit. We got a question in the chat. He say, why do you still use the word Nubian? Because everybody know that word. I'll give you the history behind it. Rosner did the early excavations in Nubia. He does the first excavations in Nubia. And he decided to give the people a name. He called them Nubian. I don't know if he just made that shit up out of nowhere. All right, you know the word "nub" means gold, but he made that name up. That's not their tribe. We got a couple different tribes that fall under the ban of Nubia, but no, that's not their name. That's a name given to them by Rosner.
Can I ask Gambino? Ask him would he prefer us to use the word Nehesi?
Yeah, you want us to use the word Nehesi? Gambino Green Thumb. Gambino Green Thumb. Yeah, while we on it. Yeah, I don't know if he answered that yet. We'll check back with him. But we're gonna do the Nile Valley Collective. Ain't none of y'all getting past the Nile Valley Collective.
What year we talking about in Nile Valley?
What? Oh, when Rosner came and did the excavation. 19 something. Rosner came in. It might have been 1890, something like that. I'm trying to figure we could figure it out.
Nah, he's not familiar with the time frame. He's not familiar with like Neolithic periods and stuff like that. So he asking like when are we talking about in history? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, in the 1800s. 1800s. Let me make sure. Rosner. You want to know when he did the excavation?
No. I got you. I thought you was talking about the Nile Valley period. Like, I get you now. I see what you're saying, the excavations and stuff.
Yeah,
I ain't never checked on that, so I don't know nothing about that. I'm gonna be quiet.
There you go. Let me see.
So is this gonna be about the Badarian skulls or?
No, you can talk about that. I want to talk about, because I know you might got some pushback. 1867. He's American Egyptologist. He was born in 1867 and died in 1942. Archaeologist who led major excavations in Egypt and Nubia. All right. Work at the Giza Plateau. Work at Giza. 1899 to 1905. Okay. He led the Harvard University Boston Museum of Fine Art expedition in 1907, right? That's when he did, and then he did the major dig in 1907, 1914 to 1914 excavation in Nubian sites at Kerma, Napata, and Monroe. Excavated Royal Cemetery at Kerma, identifying classic Kerma. All right, and he continued work in Sudan. Jebel Baka. All right, one day I'm gonna talk about Nuri, Jebel Baka, and Naptian and Moretic. So Jebel Baka is very, very important excavation site. Is important to the Egyptians and important to what they call the Nubians. It's a symbolic mountain of Amen, where which is important to kingship. So I would definitely argue that the kingship comes from Nubia. I would definitely argue that. And I'll do it on the mythological point with the spiritual aspect of it, which is you find in that mound, which is located in Nubia at Jabal Bakar. Okay. And then based off of sacrifices that was produced in the early Nubians, not even this period in Nubia. Okay. Monroe and all that, they did the sacrifice. When the king died, they sacrificed for the king. And in the first two dynasties, they sacrificed for the king. So this oldest such tradition occurs in Nubia. So that's my two reasons for saying that. And one day I'll do a whole conversation around that. All right. That's my take on it. I can back it up with excavation, and that's actually no real pushback on it. There's no evidence to say that Jabal Baka wasn't significant. Yeah, it's serious. That's serious work right there. You got pushback on that, King J?
Nah, I probably just even add on and throw in Kustal, the Kustal pharaohs and the Kustal ancestors burning supports that it shows the kingship and Kustal is in Nubia.
Yeah, you ever got the book? I got the excavation for it. You talking about the expedition to Kustal by William?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I got the book. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Yeah, Abu Simbel and Sudan Frontier, Orion Institute Nubian Expedition. Mm-hmm. Yep, I got the two.
Hey, see the guy on the show recently, he was an Egyptologist and they was debunking him.
No, who? You mean Shamaka Cater?
I don't know. I don't know his name. He was on the dude Piers Morgan show.
Oh, they weren't debunking him. They looking crazy.
No, they don't do that. No, them other two guys are kind of smart too in that.
No, they wasn't. They was real fucking ignorant. They was like, it's like we run into in it. So okay, great conversation to listen to. He actually did a good job. They was all over the place. Wow, it was funny how they was doing. Them white boys sounded real intelligent. They did, but they was out their mind crazy, yo.
But you gotta remember, that man is lying, man. He don't even want to go inside the. He keeps saying that they can't get inside there and all that. It's that don't make any sense to me. I understand you want to preserve some things for it not to get messed up when you're trying to do it, but they was giving up real facts about the stuff. I don't know if they was facts, but they
weren't. They just talking.
He said it wasn't. He didn't say that they were not facts. All he kept saying is that it's taking them 13 years to go inside the pyramid. And, I don't know. I'm just saying what I seen. That's why I don't believe them guys. Like, he not even, that's what I'm saying. All right, so let's just get this straight. I don't think that the Egyptians that are there are ancient people either. You got like,
of course they ain't ancient peoples. They're dead now today. They don't share the same culture.
They are
real cultures change it, but the people themselves, genetically, there's a continuation. Those people are the people of that land. Culturally, they're distinct. No, the ancient Egyptian culture has been supplanted by what now is an Arab and Muslim culture. But the people themselves, the people that live in Egypt, they are clear to tell you they are not Arabs. They are indigenous Egyptians.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie, yo.
That is a lie. Indigenous Egyptians are black, are dark-skinned people.
Boy, here we go again.
I just told y'all the Twa are the people that
non sequitur, my brother.
The Twa people moved throughout all of that,
bro.
Migrated, mixed in, whatever.
Bro, you from the moment you move and you become genetically distinct, you know what that is? That is over thousands of years. You get a genetic diverse population. So the Twa people, point A, a group migrate out that group that migrates out becomes genetically bottlenecked. They develop genetic distinctions based on their environment. There's not no one singular type of people that moves anywhere. Again, without being grounded in human evolution, you're going to make these amateur mistakes. You're departing from a monogenesis,
Mhm.
one phenotype that moves, and no, that's not how that works. First of all, there was never a one singular group of people. At the point we're talking about Twas and etc., we already have the genetic diversity. North African population is a distinct population for over 20,000 years. The
Okay, but
drying up of the Green Sahara created a barrier, and at this point, you have a genetically distinct North African population, those Berbers, etc. Those
no,
Maghreb, those Sahel people are not Twa.
this
It's
how
in
I'm
the
gonna say it. I mean, I get what you're saying, right? But what I'm simply saying is all the people in ancient times when the
then you
Twa.
don't get what I'm saying. Then you don't get what I'm saying.
So
There
you
is no all of ancient people. There is never one singular. There's
I'm
never one singular
That
human
you,
I'm saying all,
population on the
you
planet.
think everybody was the Twa?
no, I don't think everybody was the Twa. I'm telling you, the Twa migrated around.
Are you thinking everybody was a Twa? No,
No,
you
we
do
talking
not
about from. I'm
understand
talking about the
human
Twa.
evolution.
They made
Again,
it to Egypt and
my
stuff.
brother,
That's what I'm saying.
Twa is
I
a
got, I got, I can say that I think they made it to Egypt. They're off. They're descendants or whatever they want to be.
okay. You can have it. Good night. I can't do this.
I'm just trying to speak to you. I can't believe that you're from over there and you don't believe that the Twa people was the real people or the dark skinned people. That don't make sense to me.
Do you know what amalgamation is?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So that's when, like, say coloners come, they amalgamate with the culture that's already there. They don't wipe them out, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
They
I could. Okay.
they mix in,
Okay.
right? So so the people. So to me, in my opinion, I would say that they are the same people. It's the same. It's the so it would be like
I
back
never.
and forth from that Nile Valley culture. It's the same. It's the same gene flow. Just never left.
I was just saying that they might. It's like we gotta. What I'm just simply trying to say, if we start from the tribes of that time right there, and we see where they migrated at and where they went at, we will definitely see that they were all dark skinned people moving out towards everywhere else in Africa. So if that was the fact, they would be still dark skinned because if it say Nubia or whatever, it say all of the names that we were just naming, and it say that the Twa is like even they the descendants of them people or something like that. The Kuwait, like all them names I named, they were all dark skinned tribes. I'm not saying black African American tribes. I'm saying dark skinned Africans.
But I got a question for you. Why does everybody have to be dark skinned to be relevant?
Everybody, it ain't about being dark skinned to be
What
right.
is it about?
It's about them telling us a lie all this time, making us believe that black people didn't do anything, or black people didn't build civilizations, or had stuff like they simply saying we were just coming off a slave ship and we were dumb.
Of course. So let me ask you this then. Is it possible that the Egyptians ranged in skin color from the earliest of days? Is that possible? And still be African? Or are
Yeah,
you saying that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
African
yeah.
is synonymous with black?
That you got it with that one. Yeah, I believe that later
All
on,
right.
like I believe that later on when the Mediterranean people came over. That's what I'm trying to say. But before the Mediterranean people came into there were only dark skinned people. That's all I was saying.
So who do you think the Twa people encountered on their way up the Nile Valley from the south?
You want me? I can find that out right now.
Okay.
You said coming from the south?
Yeah, they would have came from the south, right?
Yeah.
Populations come from all over the Nile, yo, into the Nile, and I could show you a picture. Shit, man. Here, let me show you this picture right here. So it's not just the South or it's the Green Saharan population. Yeah, this guy right here, Kerman, the Potter, Monroe, Kush, did not have impact on the Nile Valley. Yeah, that's not true. The Kerman Kings, that would be the 25th dynasty, they definitely had an impact with the iron. They brought wide use of iron to the valley, to the Egyptian port.
Also, I would say the very silt that comes from the top of the Ethiopian mountains that fertilizes the entire Nile Valley, it would be a part of that as well. It comes from there. What is it, the blue Nile and the white Nile?
It say their populations are spread across Congo, DRC, Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, and surrounding areas. Genetically and
You
culturally,
gotta get a map though. Why don't you get a map? Damn, I just had a fucking map, bro. Shit. We gotta get a map, yo. This is what we can't do. We can't run around here crazy as hell. We can't just, you know what I mean? Like maps are actually important, yo. Let me see. I just had
that map that you had with the colors that showed the orange area of conflict where they met at the conflux area.
I showed you a map like that when today.
You did, not today, but it's been a while back. But you had that map that showed brown, orange, and it showed the area where they actually met.
it say that you said where did they move at from the south? It say the southern regions of Central Africa into areas like Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda. This movement often happened gradually as forest territory shifted, resources changed, or larger groups like the Bantu migrated. When Bantu-speaking farmers expanded from West Central Africa around 1000 BCE, the tribe often moved deeper into forests, or were integrated as laborers, forest guides, or marginalizing communities. Interaction with other people. The tribe were already in regions when agriculture, Bantu, and Neolithic people arrived. They all served as forest hunters, ritual and intermediaries. Their genetics and cultural heritage remains distinct even today.
Yeah, it's distinct from Egyptian culture. Egyptian culture don't get their culture from no damn Twa. But they did feel like the day was luck, good luck,
No,
right? And medicine, it was a deity of medicine and good luck and good fortune.
Exactly.
Because they might have had working knowledge of like medicines in the forest. But they had to go get them though. They had to get them from the Nubians.
Hey, that was probably the land of Punt that they were talking about, where they went and brought back the little midgets, the little dwarf. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You got to read up on that. It's right there for you to get. I don't got the source material right here. Damn, man.
They were known for being very short people.
Yeah, they were smart. Yep.
It say the
best.
Twa
The God best.
It say the Twa are indigenous forest people of Central Africa. They mostly originated in the Congo Basin and slowly moved northward or eastward as other landed. They did not come from somewhere else recently. They were there first.
Yeah, but you saying Central Africa. We ain't talking, we're talking Northeast Africa, two different places. Yep, you got to look at it. That's why I need to keep your map, man. Let me see.
He said they started in the Congo and worked their way up. Egyptians was already there before they even left the Congo.
Huh?
I said it was an Egyptian population in the Kala area before they even left the Congo. You said they left in 2000 BC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you done up. Kind of done up. I got you though. Yeah, I got a map for you. I think the map will help clear a lot of stuff up, bro. And we gotta always use maps. So we can't even have conversations without maps, yo. We become borderline ridiculous. Yo, I seen a lot of people try to have a conversation without a map, yo. We ain't gonna do that to each other. We way too smart for that, yo. We definitely intelligent, yo. You know, Baltimore niggas know better than that. We ain't gonna let you get an advantage like that, yo. Anyway, son, you had you're wrong. I'll beat the brakes off for you with that. Yeah, I beat you down to the ground, yo. I'm gonna say this again. The kings from Kush,
It say
Bianchi and them.
they did not migrate north to northeast Africa, unlike some Bantu or Neolithic groups.
There you go. See, there you go. But I'm threatening Sanu, Hizu with the Hebrew thing, with the Elohim. Let's say Elohim, boy. No, let's say El.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff what this thing told me, man.
Let me tell you, man.
I don't even want to get into that because you might go crazy about that though. But it's can I just say it?
Say it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say what it told me, right? It told me that the transatlantic slave trade were Jews, so-called whatever, but African Americans definitely were Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, and Moors. All that was together. It was not like different. It said it was not different. Moors just meant like black noble people, and the Israel. I mean, I can send it to you.
He got a wild ChatGPT. Look, he said his ChatGPT up. He don't want no mainstream sources, yo. So his shit said that's the wildest thing ever.
Why I said that though? I didn't even get into it a lot because I don't know. I don't really believe it too much. I don't know.
Shit, yeah, don't fuck with that, yo. All right, I got a map. Hell.
But it tell me about Tartary and how the Moors built like certain stuff in Turtle. Like the Moors was in America first. And tell me that.
No, yo.
I'm telling you, it told me names of the people that was in the Moors that was here first.
No, it couldn't have been. Now, here go the map. Here you go. Look. So this the tribes you was talking about right here. Right here. Let me go back. Right here, you got the Mabuti, the Ife, the Congo. Now here go the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes is all the way down here, yo. You see that, right? That's the Twa.
Okay.
All right. You got the Binga. All right. The Baka. These are all Bango. These are all the pygmies you talking about. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. All right. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A map showing the distribution of the Congo pygmies and their languages according to which is Bachet 2006. The Southern Twa are not shown. That's gonna be deeper than that. So there you go. Look at the map. You see what you can understand where you at. Right. So you understand where you at. Give you a better map. Yeah, we're gonna do this map. I like this. I like this. Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's decent.
All right. That's it. So we got the koi sign. Look at the colors. I see we make it bigger. Yeah, now we're in the game now. Now we playing it at the level. Pygmy, here's the different colors. I have not checked this source for accuracy, but it's giving me a basic range because I do understand. Yeah, here go the now. Look, all we up here is the now. That's Egypt, Nubia, Sudanese, got Arabs and all that. The map, we just using the map for geography. Now, all right.
There's a lot of shit they hide, man.
They ain't hiding right now, so your pygmies is ranging right here. All right, Nuba. So you basically saying, so remember I told you that they might have got them pygmies from the Sudanese. Somebody must have had some people. You know, people travel. And I think over here, right? Didn't you say that, Jay?
Yeah, when I talked about punt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's down here. That's over this side. Nile, Afro-Asiatics, Mediterranean, Libya.
Yeah. So you see how you see be more how the Twa couldn't be the Egyptians.
Yeah, they
I
definitely
said the
ain't.
Twa was the Egyptians, man. I said that they are this, like they helped.
No.
Somehow they moved there, right, and helped them. Like they, like some kind of way they helped them with stuff. Like they helped them with knowledge and stuff. The Egyptians that y'all know of, they were just people that just moved in them pyramids. They didn't. They probably contribute to it, but they didn't build them or none of that. The Twa people
Yeah.
already do that type of knowledge.
Man. I mean, but why why wouldn't they use it for themselves, yo?
Oh,
You just said it.
Why we don't see pyramids in the Congo then?
Yeah, why they ain't use it for themselves? Why they give it to them to
we
do it?
don't literally know if there are pyramids in the Congo. We don't know that. We don't know none of this. Like we
Man,
just.
they ain't got no pyramids in Congo.
All right, let's see.
They ain't pyramid builders. The Egyptians barely built pyramids. They only built 3. Yo, the Nubians built more pyramids, yo. Come on, yo. I mean, it's a few more than 3, yo. But I mean, the main 3 that everybody talk about, you don't even care about the bent pyramid because it's bent. You don't care about the step pyramid. Nobody care about that. And the shit that fell out, they ain't got no whole lot of pyramids, yo. The Nubians got a lot of pyramids. That's some real talk right there, yo. So, okay. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
It say yes, there is notable pyramids-like structures located in the region historically associated with the Nuru people.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is now part of South Sudan. This
pyramid-like
known
structure.
as the Nugunding Pyramid was structured in the late 19th century.
Yeah, you're gonna look at it.
Prophet.
You're gonna get mad. You'll get mad. You're like, man, they ain't teach nobody that. Shit, they figure that out on their own. It definitely ain't gonna be. All right. So Nubian metals. I want to talk about the role Nubian. We already know the word Nubian ain't it, right? But it's my contention that there's parts of the Neolithic package that actually entered in from Sudan to the Nile Valley. And we know there's certain pieces that could have entered from the Mediterranean. Okay. All right. And so people always say the influence from the north. I get tired of hearing that. All right. I don't want to hear that. I think that's rubbish. Right. I think that's rubbish. Right. I'm sure that some items, some parts maybe like the when you say Neolithic, simply put, you're talking about mode of food productions. It's not quite that simple, but that's what you're talking about. So if I want to talk about the oldest pottery industry, that's in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Nubians, they got pots before the Egyptians do.
Okay.
Right. All right.
Okay.
And so how about the metals? Right? How about copper? How about bronze? How about iron? Now we know the oldest iron that you find in the Nile Valley is in Egypt, based off the meteorites. But I'm talking about the smelting of iron, right? It's not a lot of quote unquote mass use of iron in Egypt. No bronze, no copper. Y'all find that to be surprising. All right. Most people don't recognize that. They actually think that the Nubians run away. Nope. The Egyptians was running away with it. No, the Egyptians was more wanting to deal with what they would call the building of temples. They like to build, right? But these people in Nubia, they had like a warrior class, so they got to have weapons for that. They got the copper knives and stuff. All right. The bronze knot, they got that. Found hundreds of them. They don't find that in the graves of the Egyptians because it's not really wide use. Now, let me show you this area. Before I even go to my little presentation, I would like to show you this area right here. We can show you how during the Greek period, they actually bring in iron to Egypt. Hold on. It's actually in Egypt. Let me see if I can find this site. Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
That would be the difference. Would be the Egyptians are a Bronze Age culture and the Greeks are Iron Age culture.
So I want to show you the site right here. Okay. All right. Hope I pronounce it right. Here go Neocrates, Greeks in Egypt. What happened when the ancient Greeks first came to Egypt? All right. And how did contact between Egyptian and Mediterranean civilization shape the history of the ancient world right there? All right. But in Neocrates, all right, this is the site where those Greeks bring in iron. Very interesting, right? Just wanted to show y'all the excavation of it. Y'all can see it. All right. The Kratos project goals nearly achieved. Anyway, so they digging up, and these are the archaeologists that actually worked on it right there. All right. And you see when and why and by whom was Neocrates established? Was it founded by Egyptians or Greeks? And what role did Cypriots? Damn. Damn. And the Phoenicians play. All right. Let's see if we get something to answer the questions. Let's see right here. Conclusion. Man. Okay. Far from being a predominantly Greek colony. Let's see. It says predominantly Greek colony. Neocrates emerges as an international harbor town where Egyptians live side by side the Greeks, Cypriots, and peoples of other nationalities. It's a new fieldwork shows that the city stretched out alongside the river. That's surprising. That's surprising for classicists. It said it had a predominantly Egyptian aspect. Let me see. Some of the early finds revealed the population emerged and diverse cultural practices from worshiping Greek and Egyptian temples to domesticated rituals, domestic rituals invoking the Nile fraternity, as attested by the discovery of nude and sexual explicit figures, long hidden in the museum storerooms. So they keep a lot of artifacts that a lot of people haven't seen. They keep over a couple million artifacts of Nubian and Sudan artifacts that was actually given to the museum. Can't wait till they, kind of brush through that. Anyway, it said in the field traditionally dominated by written texts and major monuments, this project highlights the contribution of archaeology, can make to understanding historical questions. It also emphasizes the importance of critically reassessing traditional narratives, all right, and charts the path how to gain new insight from old problematic data. All right, y'all can look that up for yourself. All right. Now, so I want to kind of talk about this. Let me share my screen. All right, and talk about these metals. I want to talk about copper, bronze, and iron. It's important for today's discussion. All right. Let me share my screen here. All right. What you laughing at? Boom.
No.
Oh, you and somebody else. All right. So, okay, I'm sharing my screen right here. So, metals in Nubia, Egypt. Copper, bronze, and irons. Kerma, Napata, and Meroe. All right. In comparative perspective. Now, this is what the guy just said, that the Nubians adding nothing to the Egyptian culture. That's ridiculous. He made that up. All right. So
you said copper, iron, and what else on?
bronze.
Okay.
So you got 130 copper daggers found in Kerma, 1,800 BCE, 1,700 BCE. More than all of Egypt for the same time period. Say this again. Got 130 copper daggers. And it goes on to say more than all of the Egypt for the same time period. Indicates extensive use of copper and bronze weaponry. Reflects the Nubian military culture, wealth, and trade. The Nubians was downright wealthy. They had to trade into Central Africa. All right. They had the luxury goods, the luxury items. They had the best linens in the Nile Valley come from Nubia. They had the shoes. Why more metals in Kerma? It say control the trade routes, gold, ivory, and copper access. Militarization in Kerma society. Elite burials stocked with weapons. Egyptian prioritized stone monumental works versus weapons. That's why they always got the Magi now. Those Nubian tribes. Right. Now we understand why. See, people always want to leave them out. Like they were secondary. No, they was not. They was on par, they was equal. Early on in the Nile Valley, Egypt knew meteoric iron in early periods. Y'all know what it is when the meteors hit the earth, they would just get the shit off the ground. Now, I'm not saying that they seen the rocks fall down and run and get it. That ain't what I'm saying. It say smelted iron appears in Lower Egypt. So Lower Egypt, because it's going downhill, will be towards the Mediterranean only by the late 18th to 17th BCE. Now watch this. Spread through Mediterranean Greek contact, Neorax. Nicaratus, my fault. That's that site. That's why I showed that to y'all. It's that Greek city in the Nile. I mean, in the Delta. Once again, smelting iron appears in Lower Egypt only by the late 8th to 7th century BCE. Iron in Upper Nubia. Evidence suggests the early experimentation in the Upper Nile. All right, that's Upper Nile. 25th dynasty rulers, Napata, Dangola. See, I only know what Dangola is. Associated with greater iron use, 700 BCE. So they ain't need nobody to bring nothing to them. They had their own thing at 700 BCE. Right? The Greeks bring it in maybe 700 years prior. I mean, my fault, 100 years prior to Egypt in the upper Nile. My fault. I'm gonna go back and get that right. I'm gonna mess that up. In Lower Egypt is near the Mediterranean. And it's lower because it's the way the river starts up in the mountains in the mountain areas and it runs downstream. So it's the lower point. All right. That's why they call it the lower. And it kind of confusion, but that's why, because it's running downhill. Water go downhill, y'all. The earth is not flat. So now you got earlier experimentation in Upper Nile. So in Upper Nile, right? Y'all know what Upper Nile is. That's upstream. Okay. All right. Now the 25th dynasty rulers, like I just said, associated with greater iron use. It's a natural advantages. Iron ore and forest for charcoal. So they got forests and they got trees down there. They ain't got a lot of trees in Egypt, y'all. Y'all didn't know that? You need trees to fuel the furnaces. All right. So they got natural advantages for them to have iron. All right. It's another point. Nobody talks about this. They talk that craziness. The Napata culture bridged between Egypt and Nubia. Out of Napata, Meretic civilization emerges. By the 1st century BCE, Monroe becomes a major iron production center. They a major iron production center. No outside help for nobody. It's known as the Birmingham of Africa due to sledge heaps. That's the iron heaps, you know what I mean? The stuff left after the iron. metallurgy timeline, 3,300 BCE, meteorite iron in Egypt. The Giza beads, so they got beads, right? That's so they making it off of the iron meteorite that they find on the ground. All right. Now, in Kerma, 1,800 and 1,700, copper daggers at Kerma exceed Egypt. So they got a lot of daggers. And I showed you I showed you they had about what was like 180 or something, 120 daggers or something. Late 8th, 7th century smelting iron in Lower Egypt that was brought in. 7th and 6th century BCE iron used visible in the Napata kingdom. The 1st century onward, intensive iron production at Monroe. Why it matters. It challenges the stereotypes that guy just promoted in that chat of Nubia as technologically behind Egypt. You can't say that no more. I just brought you the evidence to say they wasn't behind Egypt. Shows Nubia's independent wealth, military strength, and innovation. Napata and Monroe, central to diffusion of iron into Africa. That's how important it was. There you have it. That's easy work right there for me.
Decent little PowerPoint.
Huh? Yeah, in and out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we know how to get in and out. We don't stay in there long. We don't stay in there long, bro. Get in and get out. That's important for this conversation now. So I'm making two assertions here, and I can back it up to archaeological record. And it's not my assertion. It's based off the archaeological record, based with the experts. And so you find that come to this. Oh, you say, man, that's back in 19. This book was written in we talk about old sources, right? I'm gonna clear that up. Man. 1981, 1990. Now, this presentation I just showed y'all was taken from up-to-date sources, but let me show you what they said in this book right here. It's called The General History of Africa, Methodology in African Prehistory. Nobody actually reads this. And you remember we was talking Be More Bandit, right? In its conclusion, it says, the preceding chapter amplifies and illustrates the leading role Africa played in the early stages in the story of mankind. Although now stands at the periphery of technological development in the world. The periphery means it's the outskirts. Now that's where Africa stands. It stands on the outskirts. It say Africa and Asia were in the forefront of progression for the first millennium and a half years of the world history. In the time of Australopithecus and Pithecus Boise, once again, in the time, it say, from the time of Australopithecus and Pithecus, as we now know, Africa was a main setting both in man's emergence as a sovereign species of the planet and for the development of the political society. But the preeminent role it played in prehistory times was followed during the historical period of the past 2,000 years by the pattern of development marked by exploration, which reduced the entire continent to a mere tool of the hands of others. And this is what we were trying to fight. And that's what you talked about, Baltimore Bandit. But hold on. So back to the metals again. Read the chapter entitled Discovery and Diffusion of Metals and the Development of Social Systems until the 5th century before the Christian era. Now, what I do understand about the Nile culture, all right, is this. You got to be able to tame that damn river. You're not going to live near that river because it floods annually. You would have to work together to figure out a way to tame that daggone river. See, this is what they're not going to tell y'all. So we know the peasants that is indigenous to that area that's been navigating that river for millennium had to figure out ways to build dikes and dams. And you would have to be organized, right? Some type of basic organization or respect for the upper and the lower. So you have to develop social, cultural systems that would have you and cause you to honor and respect populations. Because if I'm in Upper Egypt and I got other Africans in Lower Egypt and I slow the dam down too much, then them people up there are going to suffer because they ain't getting enough water. If I don't do my job, it's going to flood everybody out. So I am telling you, they build structures to slow down the daggone river, to stop it, one, from overflowing too much and flooding out the whole damn thing. They had to develop systems, dike systems, right, and channels, right, to move the water in certain areas, right? That's parallel and what's the word I want to use? Parallel, boom, going with it, and going across. What the hell they call that? Hold on, let me hold on. I might be able to find that right here so I can back up what I'm just saying. What I want to tell you is to be able to build those systems like that on a regular basis, yo, it take a certain level of rules and regulations in societies, right? So that's how that society developed. It developed based off of a need to control aspects of nature, and the part of nature that they had to work with and control was that daggone raging river. People not even going to talk about that because they don't study enough to even know about that. Out of that, being able to work together, right? They form social structures that would later become ancient Egypt. Definitely can verify that. Hold on, but I want to read this part right here. But I'm going to get to the development of social systems. Now, I don't need to back that. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Dissemination of metals. Yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all with that. I'm gonna get out of here. Man, big up to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody that came through. 53,000 in the building, man. I see you, Super Baby, in the building, man. All right. So right here it says copper together with gold and silver and the technique involving in working them appeared from the beginning of the historical period. Bronze and the alloy copper and tin were developed in the second millennium, but the existence of iron forging is disputed. It say the gold from the mines of Egypt and Nubia always contained high portions of silver. And this is why the distinction was made between white gold, that is gold mixed with silver, yellow gold, which was called nube. It's a gold that had been stolen from graves over thousands of years, was lavishly used in the Nile Delta in Upper Egypt for burial furnishings, personal adornment, and architectural decoration, and so on. So first of all, when you try to act like the Egyptians was perfect, they was robbing the graves on a regular basis. They was my yacht. They floated across the Sahara, I know. Although bronze is stronger than copper and easier to melt, it never entirely took the place of copper. All right. The later can be earned by hammering and was used to make toilet articles, especially mirrors, weapons, tools, vases, jewelry, inlaid work on furniture. It goes on to say, virtually all known objects of this type were found at Kerma site in Upper Egypt. Read this again. The later can be earned and hammering and was used to make toilet articles like mirrors, weapons, tools, vases, jewelry, inlaid work on furniture. All right. Talking about bronze and copper right here. All right. It say virtually all known objects of this type were found at Kerma site in Upper Egypt. Y'all know what the Kerma site is in Upper Egypt, right? Because y'all know that Tar Seti is in southern Egypt. They show that this region must have played the leading role in disseminating of copper and iron metallurgy. It says both brought to the Nile Valley and over Africa as a whole, in particular from the kingdoms of Napata and Monroe. See, that get that guy out of there with that statement, but as one is talking about, it's a port. This is their bridge version. Damn it. Nubia pre-dynastic time, Nubia shows stock raising. Yeah, I ain't read all that. Let me see. I just wanted to. Damn it. Object of copper, needle, Nubia bin. Reason believed is a type of metallurgy found local origins. Shit. Discovery of copper objects such as needles made and Barbarian techniques raises the issue of a dissemination of the metal in the Upper Nile Valley. However, since there were copper ore deposits in Nubia that had been mined over very early dates, there is reason to believe that this type of metallurgy was found local origin. The pottery making techniques were outstanding, and only the stone vases made of alabaster and slate seem to be originated in the north. Man, I can't find that part right here for y'all. Damn. Because you know what? This is actually the damn abridged version. Damn it. So it's actually two copies. You got the abridged version, which is the shortened version. I think I might have this. Let me see. Can I get lucky today? Might be able to get lucky. I'm on my reading ship today. Give y'all something to sit back and enjoy when you driving to work tomorrow, whenever you wanna. Let me see. Nope. Okay, then now let me see. Might be able to get that. Hold on, so I can get this. However, the objects made of copper. Objects have been found in Upper Nile Valley, Kerma with. So this is the long version right here. All right. Now, here y'all go, and I'm gonna get out of here, yo. This here. I had the handheld copy. The handheld copy. But the handheld copy is the abridged version of it. This is actually from the website itself. This is the website where you get this from right here. So you can see the source. Here you go. The General History of Africa. All right. All right. This is book 1. The unabridged version. Talking about, oh, shoot. Oh, man. Objects have been found in the Upper Nile Valley. It's going to be down the south. Make it a little bit bigger. Boom. Yeah, all the words on the screen have y'all saying, don't read all that. I'm going to highlight it for y'all. It's basically talking about, that's part of the presentation I did. Objects found in Upper Valley, Kerma. Okay. All right. Analyze copper, bronze. Let me see. Might tell us whether the bronze had been adopted in the Upper Nile, the second millennium. See, however, objects made of copper or bronze are very numerous there. Okay. More so than in Egypt itself. Talked about that 130 copper daggers have been found at Kerma from this period of about, I did all that. More than the whole of Egypt. All right. So they ain't working in the copper. They don't got it. Or the bronze. They ain't got it like that. At this period, copper was used. I was reading that. To especially mirrors, weapons, tools, vases, furniture. It was usually shaped by hammering very, very rarely cast. Okay. Number quality objects in camera found show that the Upper Valley played an important part of the diffusion of copper metallurgy in Africa from the second millennium. This presence of copper mines, the basic geological complex of the Nile, made the scope of diffusion all the greater. Okay, here you go. For a long time, the Nile Valley knew only meteoric iron. I talked about in the presentation. It's not until the end of the 8th century before our era that smelted iron, earth iron, began to spread in the lower valley. You know where the lower valley is, close to the delta. It says a century later, it was commonly used as bronze and copper. At this period in Egypt, iron was smelted and worked in a century of Greek influence. Okay. Let's move into what the Nubians was doing without the Greek influence. The Nile Valley occupies an important place in the diffusion of iron in Africa. Iron may have been worked earlier in the Upper Valley. Upper Valley is where? All right. Moving upstream. Iron may have been worked in earlier in Upper Valley than in Lower, which would explain why it is more frequently used under the 25th dynasty. Talked about that, which came originally from Dongola. Must I show you a map of where Dongola is? I think I want to. About 800 before the Common Era. Okay. So iron may have been worked early in Upper Valley than in Lower, which would explain why it is more frequently used under the 25th dynasty. They never talk about that, which came originally from Dongola. It say, but although the Upper Valley had both iron ore forced to supply the charcoal necessary for working it, the use of iron did not become widespread until the 1st century before our era, with the rise of the Mesoretic civilization between the 3rd and 4th cataract. All right, so the importance of the Neolithic culture at Napata and the diffusion of iron in Africa consists mainly in the fact that it was out of Napata culture that the civilization of Meroe emerged. And it right there. And dig at them DVDs. Y'all can't see it with them damn sandals on. I keep saying it. Egyptians ain't even wearing sandals. I can't even make that bigger. Pretty sure y'all have seen this picture before. I can't even make it bigger. They be wearing sandals. It's crazy. That's an expedition. All right, well, there we go. I'm gonna end it right there, man. Talked y'all to death tonight. Just wanted to get in a little bit, man. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Hey, Be More Band, appreciate you coming through, man. Ain't no foreign invaders. He said the foreign invaders robbed. Man, them damn Egyptians robbed their own graves, yo. You tripping. Damon, Evan, what's this? Evan? No, I'm saying that wrong. Irvin? Not Irvin. Man, they was taking that gold from different dynasties and doing their thing with it, bro. Just like him was just wild for that, yo. Robbing the royal graves. Boy, I tell you, man. Hey, man, appreciate all the love, man, and support, man. Appreciate the work, everybody. Hey, appreciate you coming to Be More Bandit.
Okay,
All right, man. See you in the server, bro. That's where you can get all your stuff off at.
All right.
All right, man. Peace, man. Hey, man. man. 2 hours, that's good enough for us to get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all check me out on Sundays, man, with the Doc and Unc show, man. Y'all know how we doing it, man. I ain't tripping, man. Man, listen, man, I ain't tripping. Yo, it's common sense, yo. They was robbing their own. The damn source didn't say no foreigners came in and took the shit. It was them niggas taking it. I mean, you know what people do, bro. But hey, I know I don't even like him. Never liked this grandpa. I don't like him. We know they got a lot of gold. Let's go get it. Boy, humans be wild out, man. Make them human, bro. Make them human. Let them be human. Humans can do that all day, every day, man. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have Shamata K to come through. Right, them tickets ready, man. Make sure y'all show some love, man. All right, so we talked about a few things. We screen shared the server for a while. Talking to a couple brothers, man. If y'all not in the server, man, get in there, man. We bringing the knowledge with the sources, man. And what I really want, the point I really wanted to get off today was there's Neolithic influence coming from the South, too. Not only is it Neolithic influence, with the pottery, it's also influenced with the iron and the copper. All right, I want to talk about that. All right, and the widespread use of it was influenced by those kings from Kerma, man. 25th dynasty, man. So we're gonna stop all that. All right, we're gonna keep it right and keep it funky. And then there's that kingship, man. I gave you some items. Think about. I gave you Jabal, that site. All right. Jabal Baka. I gave you that site as a spiritual origin of the kingship of that mound, the Mount of Amen. Right? But that's in Nubia. And then I give you the ritual of human sacrifices when the king died. And that's in Nubia. Sacrificial kings, all right? Which the Egyptians did the first 2 dynasties. Look up retaining sacrifices, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through, man. I'm gonna stand on that till y'all get me off. Next show, I'll show you where Dengola is, y'all. Man, been a good show, man. Appreciate everybody in the game, man. We in the thing doing our thing, man. Appreciate it, man. Ain't nothing but love around here, man. Appreciate all the people, man. Big up to all the pseudo killers, man. Like and subscribe.
In the shadow of the night, on the creep. Raising up the
make sure y'all show some love, man.
From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the rap as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break.
Appreciate everybody, man. Man, you listen to the community skeptics. And I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, we out.